I've been getting a lot of questions about CS2 settings and what settings are you using that give you more FPS, Austin? Well, today I'm going to tell you guys the settings that I'm using that I think are best for me. But before I show you this, I want you to remember that everybody's PC is different, so the things that work for my PC might not work for yours. You're going to have to do a little bit of experimenting on your own as well. Okay, so first things first, for the people that are only here because they want to try the FPS increases and stuff, I have a tweet here from Frequency, which I would call the FPS wizard, and this is what Frequency recommends for uh, best performance. Of course, he says that for the res, he's using 1280 by 960. Now, in my testing, the only thing that's affected my FPS on my computer is changing my res. Whether I play all high or all low, I get very similar FPS, but when I change to a lower res, I get about 30 to 40 FPS increase. You could try these settings that Frequency shows you, but if that doesn't seem to be working, then you could try lowering your res, because that's what works for me. So let's go ahead and hop back into the game. So right here I have fresh video settings. I have not touched this. I'm going to show you all of the settings that I use. So the first thing is of course I'm going to be going into 4.3, 1280 by 1024, and make sure you select 240 Hz as well. Now this is the res that I've played my entire career, and I'm not going to switch it now in CS2 because I really just can't get used to anything else. But if it's your first time playing Counter-Strike and you are considering switching off native because all the pros use 4x3, please don't do that. 1920 by 1080 is objectively the best res to use because you could see the most things and it is the most precise. If I could do it all over again, I would 100% stay on native, but of course I can't, and here we are. But if you do need to lower your res for FPS reasons, that's completely fine, and you definitely should do that. And then we're going to go ahead and go over to advanced settings. So I'm actually playing my game on all high because I have a pretty decent computer. I'll leave the list of my specs in the description. So for me personally, what I like to do in this game is I like to leave it on all default, no joke. The only thing that I would recommend changing is making sure that VSync is disabled because obviously this limits your FPS, and make sure boost player contrast is enabled. It's not as important in this game because visibility is so good, but it's still nice to have it on just so you absolutely don't miss anybody. Everything else can pretty much stay the same, but make sure that you have your shadows on all high. This is going to change a lot of instances in the game. Everybody has been discussing this low latency mode, and to be honest, I don't really know too much about it. I play with it on, I play with it off, I play with it in the boost mode, and it doesn't really do anything. Basically, it's just supposed to reduce latency and make it a little bit more responsive. But again, like I said, I haven't really noticed any difference with it on, with it off. It just increases the GPU usage. So if you have a good computer, I guess you could leave it on. If you have a, not as good computer, you can keep it off. Me personally, it was set to enabled, and so I'm just going to leave it on for now. But yeah, that's pretty much all we have. This is how I'm playing CS2. It's in 4x3, or technically 5x4 in this res. It looks pretty good on all high for 4x3. I'm actually pretty happy with how it is, and performance is really good as well, at least for me personally. Again, everybody's going to have a different experience in this game. Everybody will have different results with different settings. You could use all the same settings as me and have the same specs as me even, but you might get 100 FPS more if you do something else. You have to just go ahead and experiment a little bit. We're still in the beta. Some things are going to work now and they might get fixed later, or some things might not work now and they'll get added later. Who knows what's going to happen, but these are the settings that I like to use. And in the future I can make a video about my other settings like my sensitivity, my binds, my my crosshair, all of that stuff if you guys are interested. But for now, that's going to be it. And if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys leave a like, share with your friends, and